In this video, I'm going to share with you how the Hollyland Mars 400S helped me to save time and also improve the quality of my YouTube contents. Kia ora, good morning everyone, Richard Wong here, welcome back to the channel. Hollyland has reached out to me a while ago and asked me if I'm interested in trying out their Mars 400S wireless video transmitter. Initially, I was going to say no because I haven't really used similar kind of products before, so I feel I'm probably not really qualified to review a product like this one. But then I remember my friend Peter from Kawasnet Pictures. He has been telling me like how good this product is and how he has been using it when he's shooting his music video and other video contents and how it helps him. That makes me actually quite curious to try it out. So in the end, I replied and said, okay, yeah, actually I'm interested in trying out this product. But instead of doing a typical review like how I usually do, that go through the features, talk about the pros and cons, there are already many reviews out there on the internet, so I thought I'd do it slightly differently because I have been using it pretty much every day since I received the product. I use it a lot when I'm shooting all my YouTube video over the last month or so. So I am going to share with you how this product actually helped me to save me a lot of time when I'm creating my contents, and also how it helps me to improve the quality of my contents. And just in case some of you don't actually know what this Hollyland Mars 400S is, this is a video wireless transmitter. There is a transmitter, there's a receiver. It will transmit the video signal from your camera to the receiver so that you can play back or record it using the device that attached to the receiver. And to set up is very easy. You just plug in the battery to the transmitter. It's just using the normal very popular Sony type battery, so you probably have a few of them in your drawer. I have like half a dozen of them. But you can also use a DC power source. Unfortunately, the box only comes with one DC power supply, so I use it to the receiver here because this is pretty much permanently attached to it. I would love if the box comes with two so that I can also use it for my transmitter, but that's okay. I got tons of those Sony battery and the battery seems to last forever. I can shoot easily 2 or 3 video without having to recharge the battery, and each of my video filming normally take at least 90 minutes or even longer. So yeah, the power consumption seems to be pretty good. And then what you need is just plug in the HDMI cable from your camera's HDMI out and then to the transmitter, and then the same thing for your receiver. Plug in the HDMI cable and attach it to your monitor or a recorder or anything, and you then just need to turn on both devices, turn on the transmitter, turn on the receiver, and you don't need to do anything. And after maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds or so, and then both will sync up, and then you can now start to see the image on the monitor that attached to the receiver. So setup is very easy, very straightforward. I thought I need to check out the menu and just adjust some settings, learn how to do it, but no, not really. Just turn on both and that's it. Okay, now you should know what it is, and I can share with you how I use this Mars 400S to help me when I'm creating the contents for my YouTube channel. When I first start creating contents on this YouTube channel, when I'm filming, I would just use my G85 and then flip out the screen so that I can see myself when I'm filming it. That's okay because I can see myself, but because I'm sitting a little bit away, like 1-2 meters away from my camera, and the screen is not that big, so I cannot really see myself very clearly, probably because my eyesight is not very good as well. Later on, I start to attach an external monitor to the camera. I use the Fieldworld F6 Plus. That is a lot better because the screen is a lot bigger, so I can see myself a lot more clearer compared to just using the flip out screen on the camera. But while that is a big improvement, because I'm still sitting quite a bit distant away from the camera, so I still cannot see everything very clearly. So what happened is, quite often there is actually something not quite right in the video. For example, there is something at the corner that I didn't notice when I'm just looking at it from this kind of distance, or like for example my shirt or something is not quite right, or there's something on the desk that I actually shouldn't show, but because I'm sitting quite far away, so I actually didn't see it until I finish all the filming. And then when I copy the footage back to my monitor and then look at it, and I was like, oh well, what should I do now? It doesn't look quite nice. Should I refilm it again, or should I just accept it? So end up quite a few times I have to reshoot the whole video. That means I have to wait until the next evening and then I reshoot the whole video again. That's a bit of waste of time, and also that means I push my schedule out by one day. These days what I do is I attach the transmitter to my main camera, and then I attach the receiver to my big screen here so that I can see myself very clearly. When I'm shooting or before I shoot it, I can check everything very clearly from the big screen. So if something's not right, I can definitely see it. Since I have started shooting it like this, I never had to reshoot any of my video again, because I'm using a pretty big monitor that is bigger than the monitor on the MacBook Pro that I use for editing. So if there's something wrong, I should be able to spot it straight away when I'm checking it on the big monitor. One thing you need to aware is that both the transmitter and receiver has a built-in fan, so when it's working there is a bit of fan noise. It's not too bad, it's much more quiet if you compare to, for example, the Atomos Ninja 5 built-in fan, but try not to put the transmitter or receiver right next to your microphone. And after I finish shooting the main video, normally then I need to add a lot of B-roll shot. A lot of time it's the product shots, because a lot of my videos are the product review videos, so I need to shoot some close-up photo and video of the product that I'm reviewing. And if you have done any product photography before, you will know that if the product is a very dark color, or if it has a very shiny surface, if your product is like that, then it's very easy to show like a lot of dust or any, for example, fingerprint or any grease or any dirt on it. It would show up very clearly in your photo or video. And unfortunately, most of the camera gear, no matter it's a camera or it's a lens or it's a monitor, they are usually black, and also they are usually like quite shiny. For example, the lens, it has the shiny front element, and monitor, it has the LCD screen. So that means it's very easy to see dust or fingerprint and all those things that you don't want to show in your photo or video. And unfortunately, those are the things that you actually can't see clearly with your naked eye, and even through the LCD screen on your camera, you cannot really see it clearly. So there were many times that after I finished my product shots, and when I copy the footage onto my computer and then I look at it and I was like, oh wow, there are so many dots here, or I have to go and reshoot it. And again, that is really a waste of time. So sometimes I even have to like do a few shots and then copy to the computer before I pack up anything and check the footage. Oh, there's a bit of dust, and then I redo it again to see where the dust is, trying to clean off, because as I said before, you may not actually see it clearly even if you look at it carefully, but if you look at the footage on the bigger screen, then you will see it. So as you can imagine, now these days when I shooting my product shots, I use the Mars 400S to help me wirelessly transmit the footage from the camera to the monitor so that I can check it in real time, and I can make sure the product is dust free and also fingerprint free, and everything looks perfect before I start shooting, so I can be confident that the footage I got would look nice. You may ask, why don't you just use the HDMI cable and connect your camera to the monitor? I have tried it before, but the problem is because when I'm shooting the product photos, quite often I have to move my camera around all the times, and I also move my light around all the time so that I can get the angle right, I can get the lighting correct. And when I do that, and probably because I'm pretty clumsy, quite a few times I end up trip over the HDMI cable, so it either knock down the camera or just break the HDMI cable from the camera, which could potentially break the HDMI port on the camera. So after a few little accidents, I decide I shouldn't do it again because I really don't want to break my camera or my monitor or both of them. But now with the wireless transmitter, I can just attach the HDMI cable from the transmitter to the camera, and that's all I need. So everything is all together, so no matter how I want to move the camera around, even I remove it from the tripod and do some handheld shot, it's still pretty safe, and I haven't had any accidents since then. I don't really have any camera crew to help me when I shoot my videos, so most of the time I just shoot everything by myself, and sometimes I have to shoot something outdoor because I'm testing something outdoor. And when I shoot those videos, I either have to rely on the flip out screen to help me to check the video footage, or I use the Panasonic app to help me to also check the footage, but can be from a longer distance. But the problem with the Panasonic app is that the video signal that is transmitted from the camera to the app is not a very high quality footage. So sometimes when I'm using manual focus lens that I try to shoot with a large aperture, I cannot be sure whether I'm standing at the place that I'm in focus or not. I can only roughly guess, and sometimes because of that I have to force myself to shoot with a smaller aperture just because I don't want to end up having footage that is not usable. But now with the Mars 400S, I can easily just attach the transmitter to the camera, turn it on, and then I use the app Hollyview, which allow me to check the footage on my smartphone. The great thing about the Hollyview app is that not only the video feed is a higher resolution than the Panasonic app, so you can see all the details much better, there is also a lot of different on-screen display that you can toggle, and each of them is adjustable. That makes it a lot easier when I'm just filming by myself outdoor. Unfortunately, this solution is not like 100% perfect, and probably this is not Hollyland's fault. It's just because I usually also use the Panasonic app to remotely control the camera, start recording, stop recording, also checking the time remaining, things like that. And the Panasonic app and also the Hollyview app, they both require them to have their own Wi-Fi pairing with the device. So one require you to pair with the transmitter and one require you to pair with the camera. So that means my smartphone can only pair with one of them, and I cannot easily switch between the two of them. So that creates a little bit of problem for my workflow. But apart from this limitation, the Hollyview app works very well and it's very reliable, and it also has the feature that allow you to capture either a screenshot or video from the video feed. So that is very useful because sometimes I want to capture some footage of what I see on the cameras, either the LCD screen or electronic viewfinder, and previously what I have to do is that I also have to bring my Atomos Ninja 5 to capture those screenshots. But now I can also use the Hollyview app to help me to capture the footage from the camera. That means these days I don't have to bring my Atomos Ninja 5 with me anymore when I'm shooting outdoor, and that also saved me quite a bit of time because sometimes I want to capture one or two quick screenshot, then I don't have to connect the Atomos Ninja 5, set it up. I can just use the Hollyview app, which I would have already set up to do the screen capture. So these are mainly how this Hollyland Mars 400S helped me to save time and also improve the quality of the contents I capture. I just have a lot more confidence about the video footage when I use the Mars 400S to help me to check the footage before I start shooting, and that also helped me to minimize the chance that I have to reshoot the whole footage just because something doesn't look quite right. This is another one of those gadgets that before I use it, I thought, well, it looks quite nice, but is it really worth the money? But after I use it, then it's like that helped a lot, and there's no way I can go back without using it. If you had the same experience as me and have to reshoot a lot of footage, waste a lot of time because of the similar kind of issue that I also experienced, then you definitely should check out this Hollyland Mars 400S.